course, every farm is different, but in general, based on your experience, when you think about sow farms, what are the, say, top 3 things there on the fundamentals that you've seen the biggest ROI or lowest hanging fruit there?
By far the most common thing that I see is issues around sow body condition, and primarily in lactation feeding on sows. That's just where the hang up is. It's not necessarily that the other phases are not important, they certainly are, but the most common issue that I see, if you kind of break it down into the root causes, is lactation feeding in sows. And so I would say on upwards of 80% of my initial farm visits, that's at least kind of makes the cut in terms of those top issues. Certainly see those as a huge opportunity, and it's not even close, really. But a couple of others that really come to mind is gilt development and gilt selection. I really just think as an overall industry, I'm always trying to think, what are those things we're going to look back on 20 years from now that we're doing today and think, wow, that was crazy, and I think a lot of those for our industry will revolve around gilt development, gilt selection, that we just did not pay enough attention to such a crucial part of our business. And so that's another area where I see, a ton of opportunity, not just in terms of application on the farm, but, at a deeper level in research. And I see a lot of potential research opportunities there to better understand, what we need to be doing differently there, what we need to be doing better. And then the last thing that just pops into my head, I guess, is that early pig care. What do you do in that first, 8 hours of life? Because it just has such a big impact on everything else. And I like to tell people, I have some areas that I've identified that I call inflection points that are just, they're not necessarily more important than any others, except for the fact that when you do them right, they have kind of a domino effect and make everything else a little bit easier. And so those are definitely 3 that are on that list that are directly related to sow production. And man, you put those 3 together, and I would say it's the percentage of the work that I do, it's pretty high. I end up talking about those 3 things a lot.